Anybody that has a civil mentality is always irritated at criminality. You really don't need to be in physical presence of a person to really detect that person. You just need to see the person talk.
Now, you there for Ghana, your passport now $200.
It's more than 200.
$220.
$20.
Ghana passport now how much? What we talking like that? Now, if Nigerian people can't go they do Ghana passport when it's cheap pass, they begin to arrest them, how would you feel?
I will blow you.
Me?
I will blow you.
Don't try me.
I will blow you.
Oh.
I will.
Man, do you? Me body be you.
Try that.
Me body be you. Me I not go touch you. But me I go arrest
Try
you.
that message again.
Me I not go touch you.
I say try that video again.
People there here. They say of the world.
Try
Me I
that
not
video
go touch you.
again.
I not go touch you.
Try that video
Arrest you.
again. Try that
Challenge
video
me.
again. Try that video
Challenge
again.
me.
Try it again.
I dey obey the
I
laws in my
said try
country.
the
I not
video
go touch
again.
you.
Try the video again.
I dey obey the laws.
Try the video again.
The video.
Hi everyone, welcome to Ghana Observer. Today I wanted to discuss a couple of videos that are on social media and how the uncouth misbehavior and the criminal tendencies of Nigerians grate on the nerves of Ghanaians. As your fellow Nigerian mentioned in the first clip, your misbehavior and your thought processes irritates Ghanaians because we are not the same.
I have never been to Ghana, but I have so many Ghanaian friends owing to this social media stuff. And here's one thing I can tell you about Ghanaians. Ghanaians naturally don't have criminal tendencies, unlike Nigerians. Now, let me start by introducing myself. I am a Nigerian. I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria. I'm an Igbo man. And here is something you have to also know about me. I come from a highly academic family. My father retired as a lecturer. My mom is a lawyer, and all my brothers and myself were all professionals, lawyers, doctors, and engineers. Do you understand? But here is something I got to understand, owing to the fact that my mom is a lawyer. So I learned a little bit of criminology. And my mom would always say, anybody that has a civil mentality is always irritated at criminality. A person that is without criminal tendencies, do you understand, has a civil mentality as an evidence. And one of the things I also learned from her is that you really don't need to be in physical presence of a person to really detect that person. You just need to see the person talk and maybe see how that person looks and then see the person write. Do you understand? Now, as a lawyer, you should be able to detect or decipher whether this person has a criminal tendency or not. And I've been given that privilege. So when I interact with Ghanaians, I notice that they don't have criminal tendencies whatsoever. Now, what I'm going to say, I'm going to break it in parts, part 1 and part 2 and part 3, because I have a lot of things to say as to the difference between Ghanaians and Nigerians. And believe it when a Nigerian is telling you this. Now, one of the things you have to understand is that Nigeria as a country has 98% of people that have criminal tendencies. What I mean by substandard is that in character, these people are zero. You know, the university, my father would always say, the university offers you two things, character and learning. My father said that character is more of priority than learning. Why? Because you can learn elsewhere. But character, you should be able to tell by character a person that went through the 4 walls of a university and someone that did not. And when you come to Nigeria, you cannot differentiate. True, because the character is one. Okay, here is another video. This is a continuum of what I've been saying about Ghanaians and Nigerians. So, Nigerians, one of the things you have to understand is that an average Nigerian has a criminal tendency. Put me anywhere. Put me anywhere. An average Nigerian has a criminal tendency. Like, any Nigerian is a futuristic, like, is a prospective criminal. I'll tell you the truth. And that's why in criminology, I'll tell you, for Nigerians, regard any Nigerian as a criminal until proven otherwise. That's what my mom would always say. Any Nigerian is a criminal until proven otherwise. The civil people in the civil ones in Nigeria are very few, that we are so alone. We're so few. It feels like we live in a cave. We are outshone by these criminals, like a lot of you respond. See, what is a trend in Nigeria is criminality. And I'm not talking about Yahoo boys. I'm talking about what is a trend. Now, let me tell you. Law teaches also that you can detect a person by that, like I've said, the way a person talks. If you interact with a Nigerian and listen to his reasoning, then interact with a Ghanaian and listen to his reasoning, you can be able to tell, like you will tell immediately, that Nigerians have criminal tendencies, Ghanaians don't. Now, it feels like Ghanaians from primary school are nurtured in character, such that they are civil by default. But in Nigeria, if you don't have a home training, which is very, very rare, if you don't have a home training to be civil in Nigeria, or maybe that somehow you're privileged and owing to the fact that you probably came back from abroad or you were born abroad, something, that's the only way you can obtain that civil mindset. If you were not trained at home to be civil in Nigeria, there is no other place you can obtain it in Nigeria. Not in school, not in church, nowhere. All these places are compromised. All these places will teach you criminality. I am waiting for anyone that can prove me beyond every reasonable, that can prove me otherwise, sorry. I'm waiting for anyone.
Your criminal tendencies are not what Ghanaians are used to. Because why would, if you, a Nigerian, are unable to buy or purchase your own Nigerian passport, why would it even come to your mind that your next option is to go for a Ghanaian one, if that is not a criminal tendency? Someone please explain, because I might be missing something, but someone explain to me why, if you cannot purchase your own, you don't have the purchasing power to purchase your own Nigerian passport, why would your next thought be that, let me go for a Ghanaian passport? Tell me why a woman of ill repute, an Olosho, an Ashawo, who was refusing to pay the Uber driver, the Ghanaian Uber driver, would have the temerity, the nerve to fight a well-brought-up Ghanaian, because that's the only reason why she was hitting and trying to destroy his phone. He didn't slap you back. When you were provoking him on his land, in his land, and your only saving grace is that he's a well-brought-up Ghanaian man who knows not to touch women, because your own Nigerian men will beat you to a pulp. What you did to a Ghanaian on this land, can a Ghanaian female do to a Nigerian woman, a man? I want to see videos. I keep saying, please send me videos, because you are the ones who keep claiming Ghanaians are living free in our country. Where? Show us where a Ghanaian woman can do what this Ashawo woman was doing to a Ghanaian brother on his land. Show me a Ghanaian female, a Ghanaian woman in Nigeria doing this. The nerve and temerity of some of you. And your time is coming. Because I'm telling you that Ghanaians can only take this much. And this is not that we are going to be violent, because you know as Ghanaians already, you are the ones who keep saying Ghana is so calm. But when we send a message, it is a decisive message. And it's non-violent. We will never raise our hands on you, but you will flee without us chasing you out. Trust and believe that. Because your behavior is becoming unbecoming. You do too much. And when people are accommodating, you think you can take advantage. It doesn't work that way. And that's why the whole world rejects you. You have no decorum. You do not know how to behave. You heard the man keep saying, I won't touch you. I won't touch you. Because that's a typical Ghanaian who will not touch a female. So you are going to take advantage with your loud mouth and couth behavior. And you think you can live with Ghanaians? We are not the same. So when you keep saying we are brothers and sisters, where? It's only so when it benefits you. If ECOWAS was the other way around and Ghanaians were the ones trooping into Nigeria, we know how that would end up with your ridiculous bullying tactics and ways. You don't even tolerate each other on your own land. Igbos can't stand Yorubas. Yorubas can't stand Hausas. So we know how you treat the Ghanaians. But because it's benefiting you, so we are all brothers and sisters. From the way. What did you do to us in 83? What didn't you do? And you always bring up that sorry excuse. You did it first. Did anyone buy? Did any Ghanaian buy Nigerians who fled when they weren't asked to flee? When Dr. Buzia came up with that Immigration Act, he said, come and regularize your stay in Ghana. But because of your conscience, because of your criminal, yes, I said it, tendencies, you fled when no one was chasing you. And that's what happens. But with Ghanaians, you gave them 2 weeks to leave. And they left. And as they were fleeing, you were buying them. You keep saying, tell us who. People buyed. People buyed. Let me tell you, we would not say it if it weren't so. And you'd know, unless your parents are not telling you the truth. But as I said, you are untrained. So only God knows what your parents tell you. Your behavior tells us you are untrained. You named a bag forever to remind you of your wicked act. Aren't you the richest? Aren't you the hardest working? So why are you flocking to Ghana? And then when you come and we accommodate you and we are nice to you, you insult us and you belittle us and you want us to tolerate it. Trust and believe that Ghanaians are slow to anger, but when we get there, we get there. And our actions speak decisively. And we are there. We are there now. You're not going to take advantage. You came, we still accommodated you. In spite of 83. People were renting houses to you. It is your own uncouth misbehavior that caused people to stop renting to you. You come in one and you bring 20 people. You come in to a quiet space and you bring your noise with you. And Ghanaians were like, no. Why would it even come out of your mouth to say that if you can't afford a Nigerian passport, then I'm going for a Ghanaian one? It pushes me towards that action. Why would you even think that? Why?
But our own passport, when it be 100,000 naira official price for 70,000 naira official price, now you they pay $200 for, and you want people to remain loyal to the right team? Are we not pushing people into crime? People when never chop. Now you want me to go do passport. You they push them, make they go do Ghana passport. And when they do Ghana passport, they arrest them. You they tell them say they be waiting. You be unpatriotic citizen.
It is time for self-reflection, introspection, deeper introspection. Because honestly, where this is headed, but for you to think, say Ghana for, hey, we will sit for you to do whatever, no. Start resetting your mind. Start resetting your mind. Because Ghana for, we keep saying, we don't like this, we don't like this, we don't like this. Instead of focusing on you and earning respect, you come into people's space demanding. Who told you you can demand respect? Even a child. When you deal with a child, it is reciprocal. Because if you are, the children can pretend to respect you, but if you haven't earned their respect, you turn your back and they do whatever. And then now you just say, as your fellow Nigerian said, you irritate people. You come in people's space and they become agitated. You don't know how to behave. And all we are saying is, you don't know how to behave, stay in Nigeria. We don't see you out of sight, out of mind. We don't see you, we don't care what you do. But so long as you're in our space, you are not going to agitate us. You will not irritate us on our land. And as long as you're in Ghana and not Nigeria, you're a foreigner. Ghana is a foreign land to you. If the tables were turned, we know, because look at how you behave in Ghana. So if this was your country, if this was your Nigeria, the only God knows. And there's a past history to it, because you did it to us in 83. And for you to compare it to what Dr. Buzia did, you fled, just like most of you will flee when the implementation of the immigration law is carried out. Most of you will flee without being chased out because you are not paying your work permit. You are not paying your resident permit. Ghanaians have said, we don't even agitate you. We don't worry you about it, but you will still be in our space and disrespect us. What you will not do in your own land, what Awuza cannot do in Igbo land, what Igbo cannot do in Yoruba land, you want to do in Ghana. Emaso. And then those of you that live amongst us but wish us ill. Another thing that won't happen, because we know your true intentions. But when, as I've said before in a previous video, when we open our mouth, our national anthem itself says, God bless our homeland Ghana. He continues to bless us and will continue to do so. Yeah, Bremo, you do too much. Why can't you self-reflect? And then they are jealous of us. Who is jealous of you? Who is jealous of a lawless country? Because there's no law, you don't know how to behave when you go to a country that wants to adhere to their laws. You don't get it. But you will. Because the laws are going to be implemented. For our peace of mind, Ghanaian laws are going to be implemented. And when I say it, it's not by violence. Ghanaians are, by now, you guys know us. It's never violent. But some way, somehow, it's going to be implemented. And it's going to work out for Ghana and Ghanaians. Hiring a Ghanaian passport, if you're not a Ghanaian citizen or a naturalized Ghanaian, is illegal. And when you use Uber, pay your fare and don't act like a hooligan. Folks, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, share, like, comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.